Dun, dun, dun. Let's get some music going. Howdy ho! And I
Hello,
paused that
everybody.
music way too early, but that's okay. We're going to get that out of the way. Here we are again for episode 3 of the PSGC podcast. I am SacTac83, joined by the lovely Sunshine PTFC
Hello,
down
hello, everyone.
below.
Yes.
How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
Super? Yeah,
Great. I mean,
yeah.
could we be bad after last night?
Whew, we could, but we're not.
We could, but we're not.
We're not. No, that was money. Um,
Straight fire.
hey, that whole thing went away without me doing anything. Fantastic. Yeah, no, that was straight fire. But I don't want to get into that just yet. As much as I want to get into it, I don't want to get
Of
into it
course.
just yet. Um, oh my goodness, my whole OBS looking thingy, majigger here just does weird things. Anywho, it's nothing that anybody would notice but me. Um, and that doesn't make for good audio podcasting or video podcasting for that matter.
Definitely not.
Anyway, so how I'm gonna get right into it. So we didn't do a podcast last week because I wasn't in town, and I just want to get this off the table because we spoke on the phone on Wednesday when we have our little Wednesday meeting,
We did, yes.
and you were asking me about my rafting trip, and I said no, I'm not gonna tell you about it because I'm just gonna wait till the podcast. Um,
I've been waiting for days.
for days.
Days.
Well, here, yeah, literally days.
Finally, the time has come.
Oh my God. So the day one. So we get to Trout Creek. We're rafting on the Deschutes from Trout Creek. It's like several miles over the course of 3 days to get back to Maupin. So day one. Um, actually, let me rewind just a little bit. Originally had like a group of people that were gonna go, and for whatever reason, things didn't work out, and it ended up being just me and one other guy. One other guy that I have never hung out with like outside of work before ever.
Oh,
But like I like this guy. We worked together, and I was assuming that we would get along really well, which we did. So that worked out great. But
good.
so his girlfriend, who also works with me, was telling me that yeah, he doesn't really camp, and he's a pretty clean guy. And I'm like, oh crap. Well, there's no showers, and like we're camping kind of in the roughest kind of way, packing up a raft every single day and then unpacking the raft, and it's a whole it's a whole thing. So anyway, it's just him and I. So first day one, we get there and we're sitting and we set up kind of our camp area, and we're smoking a cigar as one does when you're out in the out in the wilderness. And this freaking rattlesnake just rolls up, and dude, I'm freaking scared of snakes. I hate snakes. Turns out Pedro, he's scared of snakes too. So he like jumps out of his chair. Like,
Oh, no.
yeah, like he's just seen a rattlesnake for the first time in his life. And so I jump out of my chair and I go and I find my knife, and this little guy is just like just chilling around, like he's like 2 feet from us as he rolls up in our chairs. Um, so naturally I'm like, well, I gotta kill this thing. So that's exactly what I do. Of course, Pedro has zero faith in my killing of rattlesnake skills. Um, I find my Bear Grylls knife, and I'm like, I really don't want to get close enough to this thing that he's gonna strike on me. So I get a big stick, and I was poking at him, trying to like lure him out of this bush that was in between where our chairs were and our tent. I'm like, nah, this guy's not hanging out here tonight. He's got to go. So I find a big rock, and Pedro's like, dude, there's no way you're hitting that snake with that rock. I hit him first shot.
Ooh.
First shot, I nail the rattlesnake. Um, he's all mad, doing mad rattlesnake things that you know as they're fighting for their life. Now that I talk about it, I should probably feel bad about it, but I didn't. I killed that thing. Um, I picked him up with the stick. I had Pedro hold his head down. I cut his head off, and we ate him. We ate that rattlesnake.
All right.
Night one. And so I'm like, well, if he can handle this, he could probably handle probably the rest of this trip. And he was a sport, man. He ate the rattlesnake with me, and we cooked it up, and um,
So does it taste like chicken? Everyone wants to know.
it tastes like rattlesnake.
It's not helpful.
No, I mean there's not a lot of meat on a rattlesnake
Right.
to begin
Right.
with, so um, it was it was fine. It didn't taste bad. It wasn't gross or nothing. Um, yeah, it was okay. Uh, yeah, so we ate the rattlesnake, and that was cool. That thing, like, I don't know, I'm sure it's all snakes. So you cut the head off of this thing, and it moved for like 40 minutes still. Like
Ooh.
its rattler was still rattling, even without a head. And like its insides were kind of hanging out from when I hit it with the rock. Um,
Delightful.
yeah, Peta's not gonna be happy.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not listening right now.
I doubt they are. I doubt they are. Anywho,
Our apologies to all the vegans out there.
and
I mean,
rattlesnake
I don't need to
lovers,
apologize, but Rob here
yeah,
apologizes.
yeah, and rattlesnake lovers. Look, I don't like snakes. I definitely don't want to. I don't want to wake up next to one outside of my tent. I'm not living that life. So
That's
anyway,
fair.
so I was always wanting to eat a rattlesnake anyway. So we did. We ate the rattlesnake. It was fine. It's not a lot of meat. Next day, went rafting. We decided to do. Normally we take we do like raft for like 3 hours on the water, and then we take out below this class 4 rapid, and we camp there, and then we would do another 3 hours the next day, and then the third day is another like 3 or so hours, and then we take out, and we would might go home that day. But instead, I said, hey, let's just do a straight 6 hours all the way to the second campsite, the second place we're gonna stay. He was down with that, so I rode for 6 hours until I hit the spot, and the beat was bumping, and the girlies was hot, and this dude was staring. Anyway, that's
Wow.
I
Don't
did
quit your day job,
I
okay?
did row for 6 hours though.
Oh, jeez.
Um,
That's a good workout.
it
We should do a
was.
rowathon. A
Oh,
rowathon.
I would dominate the rowathon, just
See, there you
pushing
go.
in the wind all day. Dude, it was so much fun. We took my little, I have a 10 and a half foot self-bailing whitewater raft. Packed that thing up,
Nice.
packed that thing up full of gear, just the two of us, and hit some big rapids. He loved it. He had a great time. Um, we camped below this other class 3 rapid, and then I told him, I said, hey, bro, like we're gonna go take this rapid in our life jacket later. Um, so just be ready. And he was not ready. So we hiked up the trail, and I said, all right, man, it's like 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, all right, jump in. We're gonna swim out, hit this rapid, and hopefully you can hold your breath because you get nailed. You go underwater, the whole thing. And he's like, well, I can't hold my breath for very long. I was like, well, can you hold it for like 30 seconds? He said, yeah, I think I can hold it for 30 seconds. So cool, then you're good. And if you don't want to hold your breath, then don't. Just time your breath because it's like a big wave, bunch of waves, so you can like catch a breath at the top of a wave or whatever.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, I think I can do that. He goes in there. I'm fine. I've done this 100 times, and he's never done it before in his life. And he comes out. He's like, he's like, you tried to kill me. I'm like, no, man. What are you talking about? He's like, I thought I was gonna die out there. I was like, what happened? He's like, I just swallowed so much water he couldn't catch his breath, and yeah, it was a big nightmare for him.
Oh man, poor guy killing a rattlesnake and then being thrown down some rapids. Oof.
Yeah, and he had to spend 6 hours with me on a boat, and
Oh,
there's no one else to talk to.
I don't know what's worse torture to be honest.
Yeah,
Which one? Which one? The
I don't,
rafting, the hanging out,
or
the rattlesnake?
being stuck, having to talk with me for any length of time. It's all torturous.
It's just torture.
Anyway,
Good torture.
the torture, it's real. Yeah, so that was cool. We ended up crashing, fell asleep later that night. The next day I said, "Hey man, we're gonna do it again." And
I bet he was like, "Nah, I'm good.
no,
Thanks."
he did it. The dude's
Ah,
chill.
what a
He
trooper.
did it, and actually everything was he's like, "Oh, that was so much better. It was so much
That's
better that we
awesome.
did it that way." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we actually stayed. We didn't even raft the next day. We just hung out at that same place. Um, did some fishing, floated the river. Uh, that water is freaking cold. It is so cold, the Deschutes River. Yeah, so we just hung out the whole rest of the day. It was totally fine. Smoked some more cigars that day, drank our drinks, did our thing. Next day, the final day of being on the river, that was. Um, we load up the boat. Everything's cool. I said, "All right, man, we're gonna go through some rapids today. Today we're gonna hit the biggest rapid, like the most intense rapid of the whole trip. Um, this one's gonna really kick our butt." And I tried to prepare him for this thing, but um, until you just go through it, like there's just it's boxcar. You're not gonna. It's just different. And in our little boat, I was not 100% confident we were gonna make it. Uh,
That's good.
yeah, I didn't. And I kind of told him that. I said, "Hey, man, if we flip, like, it's gonna be fine. You'll just get pushed out. Um, you'll get pushed out, and it'll be cool." So I'm like, "All right, man, I'm not going easy on this one. I'm hitting this rapid as hard as I can hit it." He's like, "Okay." So he was down for whatever. So I hit the rapid as hard as I could hit it, and we flipped the boat with all of our gear in it,
Oh,
and he gets flushed out just fine. He gets flushed out. He's like hanging out in this what they call an eddy, and he's just kind of like making sure everything's cool. Me, on the other hand, the boat flips over on top of me. I'm stuck under the boat. I come up and I was like, "Oh man, like I'm under the boat. Good thing all of our stuff is strapped in really well. I did a good job." That was my initial thought. I come out from the boat and I realized like, oh, there's two big boulders right in front of me. I'm gonna hit one of them. So it's never good to be in your life jacket going in white water facing a boulder. So I did what I was supposed to do. I put my legs out and um, prepared for impact and pushed off it, hoping I didn't get pinned up against it and sucked down and die. So I didn't. But the other scary thing is there's another boulder. So like there's a big boulder here and another big boulder here, and there's like a very narrow gap, probably maybe twice as wide as my body. And I was like, well, I got to go through this thing, and that's the only way. That's the only way through. And I don't know what's in between there. There could be rocks or logs or rocks and logs, dead bodies. I don't know. Um, I was like, I might die. This could be the moment. This could be the moment where the Sac 83 um, meets his demise.
can we get a rip in the chat?
No.
Bummer.
Yeah. Anywho, so I made it. I made it. If you didn't notice, I came through. I
Yay!
came through. I flushed right out of this little chute, and then I grabbed onto my boat, and these nice people helped me into their boat, which I then fell out of again. Somehow, I just slipped off the side and was back in the water.
Oh
And
dear.
yeah, that was really that was really cool of me to do. Anyway, but we flipped it back over and made it and camped, and everything was good. And I only lost like three things. I lost my Timbers flag, which
Oh.
sucked because I was sporting that thing. That thing is gone. My hat, my koozie, and my Nalgene. I think that's all I lost.
Mm,
Everything else got pretty wet, but I didn't lose anything else. Everything stayed on the
that's good.
boat. Yeah, it was pretty successful. So we uh we did that, and I had my GoPro on, and I thought I caught all of it on video, but turns out the GoPro stopped right before the rapid. So
Of course.
I just have my memories to reference from this point on. No
Hmm.
no video or pictures, unfortunately.
So the question is your coworker gonna do it again?
He said he did. He said yes.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah.
"Dude, I would love to do this again." So all
Oh,
right,
that's great.
all right. So
See?
we'll plan for next year to just raft it up again, maybe in a
Oh,
bigger
that's
boat
great.
where
There
I
you go.
don't have to worry about flipping as easily. So
Yeah, good idea.
I try to have them every so often. What have you been doing the last 2 weeks since I was gone?
Hmm. What have I been doing?
I don't know. That's why I
Whole
asked.
lot, whole lot of nothing, per the usual.
Per the usual.
Yep. I had to stop running for a bit, got some shin splints,
Oh,
which are always enjoyable.
dude, those are the worst.
Yeah, they hurt a lot. So walking even was kind of difficult for a few days, but it's on the mend,
Okay.
which is good. Video game I've been waiting for 9 years came out, which we can talk about later. So that was cool.
Oh my God. Is it? Hold on. So I don't know. You never spoke to me about what game this is, but I'm assuming
Oh, I
this.
have talked about it last pod.
Okay. Saints Row.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. Saints Row. Yeah, we'll talk
Yes.
about it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So that sounds uneventful. So hold on.
Very.
What'd you do?
That's my life.
How did you heal your shin splints?
You got to rest. That's really all you can do.
Do you
You can
wrap
ice
them?
it too. No, I personally don't. I mean, I'm sure you could.
Mm-hmm.
I just leave
Don't.
them alone. Yeah.
Okay. Well, to each their own. I had shin splints once. No, I've had shin splints more than once, but one time in particular that is raising my thoughts. I was playing basketball. I played in this basketball league, and this was like also the most embarrassing basketball moment of my life, I think. So I have shin splints, and I'm running. I have a fast break, and I'm just battling through them because I'm like, well, I paid for this league to play. I'm just gonna play regardless. Um, my dad actually shows up to come watch me play this game in Corvallis. So I'm running fast break, shin splints just say, no, we're not gonna let you do normal things today. And my foot locks up and I can't lift
Oh,
up my foot. I trip and fall like mid court. There's nobody around me. I'm like just sprinting down the court by myself and yeah, I fall pretty bad. And yeah, to turn the ball over, everybody's like laughing and making fun of me like what happened to you?
oh.
just just shin splints. Just shin
Yeah,
splints.
they're a killer. They
Th-
hurt bad, but I
They
have found I can use an elliptical when I have them, and it's not that painful.
Oh really?
So at least I can still work out. Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
which is nice.
Mhm.
But like actually walking, no.
No, it's a no-go, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
not fun.
Fair enough. Well, you know what is fun? Video games.
Video games are very fun.
Video
I would
games are
agree.
fun. And speaking of video games, I'm in why let's talk about Saints Row. You say you've
Saints
been
Row.
so I've heard I'm not into Saints Row, but I've heard a lot of things about this new Saints Row, this reboot that's just come out.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I won't say anything because I want to hear what you have to say about it first. How much time have you put into it so far?
Uh, I'd say about 4 hours, so not a lot.
Okay,
4 to 5 hours, I'd say is fair.
4 to 5 hours.
I think I'm level 6 or 7 now.
And you love the Saints Row games.
I do.
You waited 9 years for this. Okay, well let's hear it. I want to hear all about Saints Row.
So, are you familiar with Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah, and how horrible
Yeah.
it launched.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm very
Um,
familiar with that.
Found its twin.
Oh,
I do not know. It's okay. That's a bit of an exaggeration.
is it?
I Slightly. It is not horrible, but there are many glitches. Many glitches. I've found, especially with using controller. I personally have to use controller. I cannot do keyboard and mouse because I have nerve damage in my hands. So I use controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not know what happened, but I'll be driving down the road, right, in a stolen car, of course, Saints Row style,
Yeah.
and it'll just switch between my controller and the keyboard. So you'll see on the screen the icons changing from like X to like, I don't know, F2 or
Oh, for real?
whatever. Yes, and it's over and over and over again. And I'm like, it's driving me crazy. So that's one of them. The NPCs glitch out a lot. I found that I've completed some side quests and then go back and it doesn't complete fully,
Mm.
or it takes a long time and then I start getting XP notifications on my screen and I'm like, that was definitely 5 minutes ago that I did that. So there are some issues with the actual gameplay itself. Now, as far as the story is concerned, it's definitely a bit of a twist. This whole be your own boss thing.
Yeah.
I do like it. It is definitely different. There is no still water, which is a bummer. Which you don't know anything about St. Rose games, but Stillwater is the main city,
Okay.
and
Where
that
does it
has
take
not.
place at then?
Oh, in this one, it's Santa Listo or Santa Eliso, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
It's actually very cool. I mean, the graphics are really nice. They've brought in a few new things like dumpster diving, which I really like. So that's a side quest where you just literally go dumpster diving and you get whatever item is in there, which is
Right.
typically money or things like that. I'm hoping they brought back insurance fraud. That was always my favorite.
I heard
I'll
that they
explain.
did.
Did they actually bring it back?
That
Because I haven't seen it yet.
that's what I've
So,
heard.
oh, I hope so. It is my favorite. So, for those of you who don't know what insurance fraud is, so in Saints Row, you have a side quest option that's called insurance fraud. And essentially, you're trying to rack up in a certain amount of time, say like 5 minutes, you're trying to rack up as much insurance money as you can by using your own body. So, you'll have different areas that'll rack up more points, and you run in the middle of the road and you purposely get hit by cars and yeet it across the road, and you're trying to get hit consecutively by cars because that'll just up your score. And then at the end, you just
Like
get some
like by
money.
breaking bones and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So like,
it's great.
okay.
Oh yeah, you're flying through the air on fire a lot of the time, which is always good.
I've thought about doing this in real life, to be honest with you, because like
Ooh, dark.
I go through my it was a moment in time. There's when you fill out like your insurance stuff, like I was noticing that it will give you like value amounts on your body parts, and like
Yeah.
losing like digits or like it's like $10,000 or something like that.
Hmm.
I'm like, hell, I could live my life without a pinky for $10,000.
You could.
I maybe it do I want to?
So
Maybe.
next pod, guys, we're gonna have to make sure he has all of his fingers.
But it has to be an accident is the thing. Like you can't do it to
Right.
yourself, otherwise that's insurance fraud. So I
Exactly.
would have to lose the digit accidentally.
I see.
So
Hmm.
if we could make that happen,
If we could,
that would be great.
yeah, get right on that, Rob.
Yeah, anyway, insurance fraud. So you get to do
So
great
yes,
crazy stuff.
it's definitely one of my favorite aspects of the Saints Row games.
Mhm.
So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that that is true, that they did bring it back, and I just haven't leveled up enough in order for it to be unlocked yet, which I'm thinking is the case. But their character creation is phenomenal. It's the best one they've had ever. I spent quite a few hours creating my character. Now, I'm boring, guys. I like to make them look like me. I do not know why,
I'm the
but I have.
same way.
Yeah, are you?
Yes, it has to look like me. I want me to be in the game. I
Exactly.
name them after me more often than not. Especially like when I play basketball games, it's always me.
Yeah.
I want
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I want
So
Schweitzer the second in that game,
Schweitzer the second. I love it.
draining buckets from deep,
Yes. Yes.
like my
So
boy
I
D
made it
Lillard.
look just like me.
Okay, okay,
And I mean as best as one can.
yeah.
This is a silly gripe, but I'm going to make it. They have a tattoo parlor in the game, and you can get different tattoos and customize yourself.
Mhm.
They never have full body. They never have full sleeves. They do have what's called a sleeve, but it's only like the upper arm or the lower arm. And it's one tattoo. It's one big tattoo. So I'm grateful that they have them in the game, but come on.
So they don't let you like
2022 guys,
layer
give me a
tattoos
full
on.
body.
You can't.
No, I don't think you can do that. You might be able to. I actually haven't tried
They
that,
need
but I
it.
don't believe so. I think you can only do one at a time.
They need to get. Uh, you know how you know in like Forza, where like you
Mhm.
can put like all the stickers and crap, whatever you want on the cars.
Yeah.
They should make the character creation like with like a tattoo element like as robust as that, where you could just like make them big or small and like move them all over your body and upload your own personal photos, and so you can just put your own. I don't think that would be that difficult. Would it? Does it sound like
I would hope not, but I
I
would assume it is that difficult.
I
Otherwise, I
I know
think
it's
they would have already
possible.
done it.
I know it's possible because you can do things like that in Forza. You can do that like
Yeah.
you can do that in like NBA 2K when you make your own courts and stuff. You can upload your own photos, and you can make your own jerseys and stuff.
Oh,
And you
that's
and you
cool.
can in arenas and you can put like your whatever logo you want. I mean, I'm gonna make one for PSGC, the PSGC arena, in Tillamook, Oregon. That's gonna be my team, the podcasters. I don't know.
Nice. With Schweitzer the second. I dig
And
it.
I will be there starting small forward, tearing it up. But yeah, you can put like your logo, whatever you upload to their server, and they should do that for these character creation things. It's not.
Totally agree.
I can't imagine it'd be that difficult. It's probably just. It might be a little bit of a pain, but I
And
don't
it's
know.
not even just the tattoos, it's the piercing options too.
Oh yes,
I
piercings
have
are
gauged
frustrating.
ears.
Me
It
too.
is.
Me too.
And I would love to have my character have gauged ears.
And you would think
No, I
in
have
a
like a
Saints
pearl.
Row game, which is
Right.
off the rails
Exactly.
as that game is, they would be able to come out just like, hey, let's put some gauges in some ears.
Yeah.
Let's put some tattoos on some bodies.
Yeah, more than like just four
Lame.
or, a clump. But that's a silly gripe, but it is a gripe.
Hey, in 2022, when you are trying to create your custom character, you should be able to customize your character as you see fit.
Yes. 1,000%. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just,
So, I would say, all in all, I like the game so far. It's definitely different. It's like a be your own boss sort of game,
mm-hmm.
um, which I'm still kind of navigating the storyline. So far, it's good. It's
Okay.
decent. So you said you've heard some stuff, so I'm curious as to what you have heard because I've also heard some mixed reviews online. Some people are not exactly thrilled with it.
Yeah.
But they haven't given a lot of good reasons, in my opinion, to not really like it that much.
Yeah, being
So,
that I'm not into Saints Row, um, some of this stuff doesn't hit because I just don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. But like, like some of the story, like the comedy, where they used to be really good with like the writing and they kind of like were a parody of themselves, or also a parody of like GTA. Um, it's more like it's just they've run out of ideas on how to be funny, and so some of the stuff just isn't hitting the way it used to. Um, it's just not. Um, as clever. It's supposed to be a reboot, so like kind of restarting the franchise, and basically just like yeah, like if this is what you're building off of, like this is not a great foundation. This is
I
not
agree.
even without the glitches. Take the glitches away, just like just the way the story is. I guess there's some aspects that are pretty entertaining, like being your own boss and like you're going around and I don't did you recruit people to be in like your gang or
I'm
something?
assuming that that's the way it's going to go. I
Okay,
haven't gotten that far yet. We just got our location where we're going to have our, I guess, gang or whatever they're going to call it.
yeah. Do you get it? You don't get to name your gang.
I have no idea. Haven't
Oh,
gotten that far
that would be
yet.
cool if you get to name your own
I'll
gang.
let you know next pod if I make it that far.
Yeah,
And
yeah, just be able to. It just doesn't sound like the foundation is very solid, and all the glitches and things are just really bad. I was listening to one guy talk about how his like saves, he like the game glitched out, like whatever was supposed to happen just wasn't activating. Um, and so he couldn't move forward, so he had to reset, or he had to like go back to he had to kill himself and then go back to his save, and then it would work. But you had to do the entire mission all over again. And another guy had mentioned like that sort of thing had happened, but all of his saves were corrupted. So he tried to go back and load up a save, but none of them worked. None of them.
oh no.
So he basically was like, I gotta restart the entire game.
Well, funny you mentioned that because the last I played it, which was yesterday, the exact same thing happened to me in the middle of a mission. It just stuck on the splash screen that said Saints Row in the bottom right corner, and I tried to restart it and nothing would work. So I had to close out of the game. I have not opened it yet, so it's possible that my saves are also non existent.
Ugh. Yeah, that
Good.
would that would be enough for me to be like, I'm done. I'm never gonna play this game again.
Well, I did spend $60 on it, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
ride
mean,
it till the wheels fall off as
and
far as I'm concerned.
this is a 9 year wait for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is a 9 year wait for you. Hey, this is gonna be really bad for audio and video, but someone's knocking on my garage, so I must go tend to that real quick.
You're good?
Give me, and if you want to talk some more about Saints Row, I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm like, what more about Saints Row can we talk about? So, hello? Yeah, you're gonna have to cut this part out, my guy, because I think I've pretty much said all there is to say about Saints Row. There's my dog. For those of you watching on YouTube, which this may still be going on YouTube, so hi. Hi. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. The storyline definitely is kind of jacked up, though. Oh my gosh. There was this one part where I believe it was right after the first mission, and I'm driving to my apartment, and my character is just dropping the F bomb over and over. She's like, F this, oh, oh, F. And I'm like, the entire ride to the apartment. And I'm like, we got it the first 300 times. Thank you. It was very bizarre. But yes, the graphics look amazing. Oh, there's a lot of pot smoking, which I was kind of surprised by. Did not expect that to happen, but it did. And look who's back. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. It gave me a good excuse to get my laptop charger anyway.
Oh, he has to plug himself in.
Yeah. Anyway, any any other revelations about
Oh, can't hear you.
how's that?
Can't hear you.
That's fantastic. Hold on.
Oh, it's because you're muted. I just saw that.
How about now?
Oh, you might want to cut all of that. Just
No,
saying.
we're gonna leave it. The video version is gonna leave it because that's the way it
Oh,
is. But I will
wonderful.
edit this all. I'll edit that in post
Oof.
for the audio, so nobody has to deal with that. But this is the luxury of humble beginnings
This is true.
in a podcast in which
I'm
we.
just sitting there in silence, like, I don't know what to talk about.
No, that's okay. We'll edit it out. Well, maybe not the video part, but the audio for sure. Anyway, okay. What else we got? What you also have that you've been playing Fortnite.
Yes,
Tell.
Fortnite has the Dragon Ball Z. Actually, it's Dragon Ball Super, I believe, is the specific
Oh.
um, show that they are toting right now. But yeah, the Kamehameha is in the game, which is really fun. I'm terrible at it. It is difficult to actually maneuver,
Mhm.
but it's pretty fun. And yeah, lots of new challenges with that, which is great. And
Okay.
just being Fortnite, the season ends, I believe, September 15th. Don't quote me, but somewhere around there. So I don't know if we'll get a season ending event or not. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. You know what? I was listening to some people tell me about Fortnite and about the no build mode. Do they still have no build mode? Is
Yes.
that's a
Yep.
standard feature now, right?
It is.
Okay, that's the only way I'll play that game ever again. Um, yeah. So it sounds there's so many like cool characters and stuff in there. I might just need to play it as long as I don't have to build anything. Because
Play it.
building is not my thing. I do not want to build things in Fortnite.
Yeah. Do no
Fortnite.
build mode. I mostly play no build because the friends that I play with prefer that mode.
Mhm.
I am absolutely fine with that. I like build and no build.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Fair enough.
I feel
Uh,
like with no build, you have to be more stealthy. You have to be more strategic also.
I prefer to play my battle royales in a more stealthy, strategic manner.
Same.
So that would suit me just fine. But if I could also be some other weird conglomeration of things and assets, that would be fun too.
Sure.
Because I guess you can be all kinds of weird things in that game these days.
Oh yeah. So many skins. So little time.
And I love the skins.
Yeah, they
And
have some great ones.
and I like video game skins. Anywho,
Opposite.
so the other day I was watching my son. I don't know. It was like 6 months ago. He was telling me about. I was telling him about this game called Mario that I played. Not Mari O with the letter O like with a zero.
Mm.
And so he randomly brought it up the other day. He's like, Dad, what's that Mario game you were talking about? And so I was like, is that the one with Portal in it? He's like, yeah, Dad, can you show me that game? I go, I don't know if I can play that game. I can't find it. But anyway, we found it on the internet. So basically, it's Mario, um, like Mario World, like whatever the original one on the
Mhm.
Nintendo, and he also has a Portal gun. You ever play Portal?
I know of Portal. I have not played it myself
Oh
though.
man, so I love me some Portal. So I just gave my son this game. He's played Mario a little bit. He's played Portal a little bit, so he has a general idea of both games. And this kid, he doesn't give a crap about doing like finishing the level. He doesn't care about finishing the. What he does give a crap about is how bad can he mess up Mario. So I'm like, I give him the computer. I'm like, do your thing, bro. He's shooting portals and yeeting freaking uh, Koopa Troopas and freaking mushrooms and all kinds of stuff everywhere. Um, Sending turtle shells out of a million miles an hour and then shooting them out the side of a wall. He was having himself a great time with this. So he discovers that he can just like make this like infinite loop sort of thing, where he's just like going super fast, and then he'll shoot the portal like at a wall, and then the next time he comes through, it shot him. He shot himself through a wall, and like got himself like glitched into a wall that I didn't know you could glitch into. He's like, Dad, check this out. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, I'm in the wall. And he's just like, so now he's just is jumping around inside of a wall. He can't really go anywhere. But he did eventually, with enough jumping, get himself out and then just continue doing this for like the remainder of about 20 minutes. He didn't care about any levels, didn't care about finishing the level. He just cared about um, portaling himself in infinite loops and shooting himself into objects and shooting other things into objects. It was pretty entertaining. I was like, well, you're awfully creative.
Sounds like something I would do. Just
Yes,
yeet myself back and forth forever and ever
and
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 ever.
that's what he did. He was having the best time of his little 9-year-old self could have.
Oh yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, and I was pretty happy because I've been teaching him WASD, the WASD,
What is that?
so like on your keyboard, D,
Oh yes. I'm not
WASD.
a keyboard
I
player,
know.
so I have
So
no idea.
he's been getting pretty good with the keyboard and mouse. So
That's great.
and same with my daughter. She started playing The Sims 4 the other day on computer. So she wanted to make our entire family and then put them into a house. So we made Samantha, my wife, and then me as closely as we could make them. And then I showed her that you could just like generate children based on the
Mhm.
parents. And the first one that popped out was a little girl, and she's like, "Oh my God, that looks just like me." And surprisingly, I'm gonna have to send you some pictures. It kind of does.
Yeah?
And then the boy that popped out looked an awful lot like my son. I was like, "Damn, this game is it's doing it." It's like right,
Literally
yeah, it's literally doing it. It was on point with the little minions that popped out of it. So
adorable.
so then
Little crotch goblins,
yeah, virtual crotch goblins.
right?
So we made a house in the game. Her and I designed a home. which she may have a great future in interior design, just FYI.
Ooh.
So and she's only 7, so she got a good eye for things. So we designed the house, and she's been just loving the Sims 4 on PC life ever since I hooked her up with that. I think she caught her kitchen on fire the other day, and she got it out and is
Learning life skills and Sims,
trying to keep
everyone.
everybody happy. You ever played The Sims?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she's loving it. She's like I said, just trying to keep people happy. She's like, "You were really sad for about a day, Dad." I'm like, "Well, that's weird." She's like, "But I fixed you. I got you a job."
Aw, got you a job. Oh, because that makes us happy, right?
It does.
A job definitely doesn't make us sad. Not at
No,
all. Not even a
no.
little bit. Mm-mm. That's where all of our source of joy comes from. Work.
Yeah. So apparently I'm better now.
Good.
And
Oof.
she says her mom just likes to read all the time. I'm like, okay, well, so be it. That's
That's so fun.
it's not nearly as fun when you know game imitates real life.
That's true. That gets a
uh,
little scary.
yeah, she doesn't know that yet. She's just a kid doing kid things on. Yeah. Anyway, a game I actually did play was Midnight Fight Express. Have you heard of this game?
I have not. I'm
Okay.
about to.
Yeah, so I haven't played live. I jumped onto it last night. I downloaded it the other day and then I just hadn't got around to playing it. So I jumped on last night. Um, did you ever play like Batman Arkham Asylum or any of the Batman games,
Mm,
the newer Batman games?
newer ones? No.
Okay, so their combat is like pretty fluid. It's really cool. You just kind of like bounce around between enemies and mess them up, and it's just like a really solid, fluid fighting system with parries and attacks and special moves. And this game is like kind of a like top-down isometric view, and it really does that well. It does that really well actually, and it's really cool. It's got a pretty like non-exciting art style, I would say. Kind of like a what is that? Cell shaded kind of look
Mm,
to it. Kind of like if you look at Borderlands,
yes.
kind
I got you.
it's kind of like that. Um, and it's good. I played it for about an hour and a half last night, and yeah, just like the fighting is super smooth. There's no like voice actor or anything, so you gotta like read a bunch of text. So I ended up falling asleep while playing it last night because it was late, and then my son wouldn't sleep in his own bed, so I just played it and I ended up passing out. But anywho, um, I haven't put a lot of time into it, but this is definitely a game I would recommend. Just it got its hooks into me like right away. Uh, like I said, got about an hour into it, just beating people up, and you got to go through like these rooms, I guess. And I I I hear there's like 40 of these rooms that you'll pass through, and some are longer and harder than others, and you got to figure out how to get through certain enemies. Some enemies, you have to like break their stance in order to do damage onto them. Some of them you can just beat up really easily. Uh, and I'm sure there's other variations of things. I haven't got that far yet. I did get a gun, so that was pretty fun, just shooting people.
Pew pew.
And yeah, just shooting like going between shooting people and like hand-to-hand combat is just it's all really smooth and good. So like I said, I haven't played a lot of it. The game looks cool. It's super like smooth, and it's just got a pretty good feel. I can't wait to actually jump back on it and jam out to some Midnight Fight Express. And the name is cool too. That's a pretty badass name
That is
to
a really great name. I like that.
me. Yeah, that's kind of all I've been playing. I haven't had a lot of time to play many games since I got back from my rafting trip and work and all the other life stuff that gets in the way. But uh, yeah, it sounds like Mark has been playing some FIFA. He jumped into the beta. Whenever I can get him onto the pod, I'll have him talk about that. He was also
Oh, that's cool.
he was playing something else. I can't remember what it is. I did want to talk about Madden 23 a little bit. I normally really like Madden, and I'm gonna play the demo here soon. Even though It sounds like Madden 23 sucks, from what I've gathered.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I was looking on Kotaku and I ran across this article that was talking about Madden 23 and how broken it was, and so I started watching like a bunch of videos on it. And this is super disappointing because I didn't really play much Madden last year because I was just like, I don't know, I got a bunch of other stuff I want to do. But I was really looking forward to getting into Madden this year, especially since John Madden's on the cover. And if you didn't know, he passed away not too long ago.
Yes. Yep.
So I was like, okay, this will be a new Madden. I'm gonna jump back into this one. This will be fun. But just watching some of the videos, like there's a couple plays where the quarterback threw to the receiver caught it, gets tackled, looks like he's down. He goes into some dancing animation, and then like, but the play's not ending like it would normally. Like normally you go into a dancing animation, you go back into like you pick your play screen, and for whatever reason, that never comes up. And then all the players, like the NPCs, are just trying to tackle this guy, but he's in a dancing animation, so you can't. And then kind of randomly, he comes out of it and is able to run and scores a touchdown. And it was just like the most ridiculous looking thing I've ever seen. There was
Wonder if
other,
they did that in real life, if it would work.
there have been plays kind of like that in real life that
Oh
have
boy.
worked. Um, but yeah, not when you're downed.
Right.
Uh,
You
th-
never know. Reverse psychology, my friends.
I don't know if that's the way the NFL works.
I don't watch football. The only football I watch is actual football, not hand egg. So
Oh, the shots fired.
shots
Apparently,
fired.
let's okay. Anyway, let's talk about hand egg for just a brief few more seconds. There was another video I saw on the old interwebs where like this running back was running through the pile and broke some tackles, but then at one point his blocker, who's in front of him, for some reason is just standing there. Like I don't know if he just like glitched to the like the secondary for some reason, but it's just standing there. And as the running back is like running towards him, he literally does nothing. Doesn't block for his running back. He just stands there and then the game like glitches into like a tackle. So then the
Yeah,
guy then
that's not good.
no, that's not good. There's I didn't get to finish the full article, but I got enough from what I did read and the videos that I saw to realize that this is not going to be the Madden I was hoping it was going to be. But I will still give it my 10-hour trial. I'll give it its best shot. Maybe they'll patch out some of these errors, but it's not looking
Oh,
great as of yet. So,
yeah,
uh,
they need to fix that for sure.
yeah. Um, Speaking, of football, we can transition to a another type of football.
Football.
We had a Timbers game last night.
We did.
Somebody was there, somebody wasn't there that's on this podcast right now. But I would like to hear your take from your couch take.
That is actually where I watched the game.
I
Right,
ha-
right over there,
I had
right
a
over my
feeling.
shoulder. Yes.
I had a
Yes.
feeling with your dog
Hail yes. We freaking won. Thank goodness. Oh, I was not sure.
against the
To be
Flounders.
honest. Yep, against the Flounders. Yes, 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 we did. But before we get into that though, last week, August 21st, we had
Mm,
a rough one. A 4-1 loss against Sporting KC.
ugh,
And
yeah.
we don't even have to talk about it. But there is one thing about that game I did want to talk about. I don't know if you saw this or if you saw the footage, but Bill Tuliloma had a free kick and
I,
he sent that baby right into the stands and it drilled one of the, I believe she looked like she could have been a capo, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, the sound of that ball hitting the side of her
oh
face.
Lord, I did
Ooh.
not see this, and I love Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's one of my favorite players,
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
and
She
he's
is okay.
normally really
He
good at those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's straight and she did kind of have her back not completely turned. Um and I think it was a woman, I'm not 100% sure, but the person that got hit was not paying attention. And they're all right. They have got a concussion, bruised retina, and an iris,
Oh
but
Lord.
that's a souvenir I would not want from a game. No. Yeah,
Send
no good.
send Bill your bill.
Send Bill your bill. It's a good one. Good one. Don't worry, folks. He's here all week.
That's right.
Uh, so, going into the Seattle match, obviously playing at home, our record with Seattle at home is not exactly the best. So,
No.
and we spanked them the last time we went up there, which is typical. We usually beat them up there and they beat us down here. But,
Mm-hmm.
and that seemed to be what was going to happen in the 8th minute because they scored on us
Yeah.
not even 10 minutes in. Ugh,
That was weird too. It was like a weird
it
looking
was.
from my view in the north end. It was I couldn't it was hard to see what was going on, but it was a weird looked like a weird goal.
Yeah.
Did Ivicek did it look like he had like cement in his boots during
Oh,
that?
gosh.
Because to
It,
me it looked like he just stood there and just watched it happen.
he did. He did just stand there. I don't really know. I'd have to go back and watch the footage again, but he definitely just was like, okay,
That happened.
yeah, which he has done before. But
Yeah. He's an enigma,
it's
that guy.
right. But hey, at least we did get a penalty right at the 40th minute, and
Mm-hmm.
Aspria sent that flying into the goal in the 42nd minute, so we tied it up.
He
Whew,
made me
right before the
super
half.
nervous, like going into that free kick. His just like casual jaunt to the ball. I was like, bro, make a decision quickly.
Yeah,
I just like, oh, dude, you're giving this too much time.
yeah.
But
It definitely felt like forever
yeah,
waiting for it. It really, really did. So we tied at the half, and then in the 51st minute, Blanco. Oh gosh, now that goal was interesting. So
hmm
it was Williamson had the free kick to Aspria, who got it pretty close, but Blanco just was in the perfect spot to just
yeah.
tap that baby right on in there, and we ended up holding on to the lead. Thank goodness.
Even with the 8 minutes of extra time,
What the heck was up with that?
oh my God, eight. The refs, man, just.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the win, so that is what it is. But eight
And that
minutes,
penalty was a soft penalty. If
yeah,
you watched it, like
no,
it's
is it pretty soft?
yeah.
It looked legit.
They pretty
And
much it was legit. It was legit, but it was soft.
okay.
So we were lucky to get that, but we definitely did. So
Mhm.
that was good.
I mean, we
And of course,
go ahead.
hmm
No, go
oh
ahead.
no, go
Do
for it.
no, you do you. You
Oh,
do you.
after you, really.
No, please go. It's all
Well,
this is all you right now.
Cascadia Cup is ours once again since
Mm,
2017. We have not had it, and now it is home.
it feels
We have
right.
missed it. Oh yes. Did you get to touch it?
No, I sit in 103.
Yeah.
Gotta rep my
I
103.
know. I know where you
I know.
sit, quote unquote sit.
Yeah, I don't do much sitting over there.
Yeah, you do a lot of taking your shirt off.
I did twice.
I'm sure you did. I fully
Twice.
expected. I was looking. I was waiting for them to pan to the crowd and see a bunch of naked dudes, but unfortunately for all of us, I think they avoided it.
Yeah. Well, there's still Twitter and Instagram and the Timbers themselves. They seem to like to spend a fair amount of time on 103. I've been
Hmm.
noticing this, and I'm not mad about it, to be honest with you,
Wonder why.
because we're mental and weird, and we do strange things like take our shirts
We
off, and
love 103. We love 103.
yeah,
Yes.
the trashiest section in all of Providence Park.
Oh, I love it. I was there for the cup. I feel like
Yeah,
I
you were.
always got to be in 103 now.
You have to. Yeah, it gets wild over there.
Yeah. So how
Oh,
was your experience at the game?
uh, so it was up and down, man. It was frustrating because, like, just some of the things the ref were calling were just ridiculous, egregious. Uh, and then the things that they weren't calling were also egregious. There's just a couple times where, and it benefited us a couple times for sure, like especially at the end where the Sounders were milking the clock. But something happened a couple times, and refs had no clue what was going on. Like, and I was like, oh my god, like get the program here. I mean, I think the Sirens were just flopping and just trying to, kill time or whatever. I don't know what their intention was, but um, yeah, I just was it was kind of I don't know. I thought the refereeing was poor. There was a lot of offsides calls that from our perspective, should have been called that just weren't. Um, I could go on about the rest, but I'm not going to. That part was frustrating. At the end of the day, we got the win. I wasn't terribly thrilled with the way Blanco played, even though he did get that goal. I just
Hmm.
felt like he was really trying too hard. He he especially in the early game, he had some really not that like, little back heel flick. I believe it was to Espria. Was gorgeous. Which we ended up doing nothing with, but he had these moments where it looked really really solid and looked beautiful, and then other moments like he felt like he couldn't trust the rest of his team,
Right.
and he's like, I just need to do it, and that looked bad. I was not a big fan of those moments. Uh,
How did
I
that tifo look?
Oh my God. Well, I couldn't see it from where I was at because it was covering
I
me. I
know.
was underneath it.
That's the one big bummer about being in the 107s and the Timbers Army
I did see
is
it on the interwebs though,
right.
and it
Oh
looked
my gosh.
awesome.
Incredible.
Oh, that's like a
Incredible.
that's like a top five tifo I think we've ever
Oh,
had.
fantastic. Yes.
It
For those
seemed
of you that haven't seen it, it's The Shining themed. So it's
yes.
got like the overlook, which is actually Mount Hood Meadows. No, is that what it's called? Mount Hood
I
Meadows?
think it's Timberline.
Timberline. I knew I was wrong. I was like Mount Hood Meadows.
The
That's
lodge. Yeah,
across the
Timberline
street.
Lodge.
Timberline, yes. It's stunning. It's got the carpet. I believe that's the carpet with the blood coming down over the
Mm-hmm.
top. And then right in the center, they had the centerpiece and the two. So it's like the door where Jack Nicholson goes through with the axe, and it just dropped from the axe part first, and then Jack Nicholson, and it says little fish, let us in," and just amazing. And instead of murder or red rum, it says Portland, and
Yeah.
it's so good. So I urge you guys to just Google it if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, and it is mm,
I'll try to post it
definitely top five for sure.
somewhere. I'll post it somewhere so they can. I'll post a link in this video on YouTube probably in the notes.
Yeah, it's stunning,
It looked
absolutely
awesome. It was
stunning.
super super cool. I had no idea what it was when we were underneath there, and so I was like, "What is it?" I was asking people, but they're like, "It's The Shining." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But
Yeah,
it was,
it's
yeah,
great.
that was super cool. Um, I, so that was a great start to the game with the tifo. That thing was
Hmm.
sick, and then they pulled down the thing, and then there's Jack Nickel. Yeah, that looked super cool. Somebody I thought was doing a phenomenal job in that game. I'm not a big fan of Bravo typically. I thought Bravo was killing it that game.
Yeah.
He was just defending the ball fantastically. He was all over the place. He's never afraid to challenge. Um, I just thought he made very few mistakes, and was just kind of a game changer, just being in the right place at the right time and being in position and rotating appropriately. I thought he did a really good job. Same with both the Chara brothers. I thought they both put in uh, such really good performances controlling the middle of the pitch because we controlled that game. We dominated that game, in my opinion,
Hmm.
up until like
Oh,
the
absolutely.
up until the last like maybe 15 20 minutes of the
Hmm.
game. Yeah, we owned the ball. We owned possession. We owned shots on goal. We held them to nothing. They had at one point they had one shot on goal with one goal, and we had like
Hmm.
14. Uh, we weren't making things happen necessarily, but we I just thought we looked super super good. McGraw, I thought put in a fantastic shift. That dude disrupted so many balls. Uh, I think that guy definitely needs to play more. I really liked him and Bill Tuiloma playing together.
Hmm.
I did not like Eric Williamson's performance though. I felt
Mm.
like he was lazy and just like was lacking enthusiasm or whatever. It just didn't feel like he was in it yesterday. There was several opportunities where he should have rotated over, wasn't running up the side. He was just kind of just jaunting and jogging. Same with freaking Nia's Goda. You see, Nia's Goda is so frustrating to me. He has all this potential, and he just lives like in the 18 or the 20 and just kind of goes in a circle, doesn't really deviate from it until like maybe somebody decides they want to do something. It's like, oh, I think maybe I'll just go straight from here. Whereas you see a Spria just like darting up the field, getting these balls fed to him from distance, taking chances, being physical, and then there's needs to go to just like, oh, you hit me, I'm gonna just like fall over here, or you can push me out of place, and just I don't know, he just doesn't he doesn't do it for me. I don't like Niasgoda. Anyway, the game was great. We won 2-1 as we tend to do,
Mm-hmm.
and the tifo was great. The atmosphere was great. There was a ton of people there. A lot of tourists were there.
Really?
Yeah. From the stands perspective, there was okay. So I'm gonna try to keep this really neutral because I don't not gonna try to take sides. But have you heard of SCAN PTFC?
No.
The Soccer City Accountability. Soccer City Accountability Now is what SCAN stands for. PTFC. So really, they're and I'm okay if I get corrected on this later. Because to be 100% honest, I'm not like super. I don't follow SCAN in their initiative because I don't. They're
That's
basic.
fair.
They're basically kind of like wanting some accountability for the front office and
Sure.
the MLS with all the drama that's been going on, which we can talk about another time. So yesterday, at halftime, they they put up their signs, you knew signs, and um, basically like fire Merritt and fire Gavin and that sort of thing. So whatever, do what you're gonna do. People have the right to do what they're gonna do and whatnot, and chant and scream and say what you're gonna say. But there was a point at like once halftime ended, and they're right in 103. They're directly next to the left of where I'm sitting. And so they're right there. I hear every word that they're saying and everything they're doing. I hear everybody that's in the section that's getting frustrated with them because they had these big two sticks and they weren't putting them down, even after we get back into the run of play. Uh, which is kind of a party foul. Like we
Yeah.
just don't do that. Like have your moment. You have it during halftime. Put it up. Do what you're gonna do. Let people know what you're standing for. But when the game gets going again, you put the two sticks down. Sometimes we put them up when we score goals or whatever, wave your flags during goals, but once the game resumes, you put it down. But they just were refusing to do so.
Mm.
And there were some fans getting very upset, um, yelling, and I thought one guy was going to fight one of the people holding up the two sticks, and they were just not budging for some reason about it. It was, I don't know, it was it was disappointing.
Mm.
So that was a little bit of a deterrent, uh, or like like a down moment, I would say.
Of course.
So I have no opinion on what they're doing is right or wrong. I don't like the fact that they kept the two sticks up.
Of course.
I'll stand
Yeah.
firm on that, but based on anybody's opinion, whether they should or should not be making a stand for what they believe in is up to that's for you to decide how you want to live your life. But yeah, so that part was
Fair.
kind of a stinger. That was a blemish on the day. Just
Mm.
the two sticks not coming down, I think, fast enough was kind of frustrating. Having to hear all the banter, and then like there one guy left to go get security, and I think there was some drinks flying or something at one
Oh
point
dear.
towards them, and I was like, that's not cool. So yeah, that part was not the best, but other than that, they eventually did put him down, and everything kind of went back to normal, and things were fine, and yeah, the game went on, and we won, and it was a glorious time. They got the cup back, and the I don't know if it showed up on TV. I'm assuming it didn't because I didn't see it on the big screen. The what is it? Emerald City supporters.
Mm-hmm.
They when they were giving the cup back to Portland,
Mm-hmm.
they chose that time to protest as well.
Oh yeah, they didn't show any of the protesting on
Okay,
TV.
well,
None,
okay. So anyway,
which is usually how that works.
yeah,
They
usually how
usually
that
don't.
works. But I was surprised because they were kind of just like right in the middle there. They had
Hmm.
like their big "you knew" thing. So I thought that was something.
Yeah.
So anyway, interesting to see that didn't show up. I was wondering if it did or didn't.
I do know that there were talks between both supporter groups
Uh
to
huh.
potentially do a large um, thing, but they didn't. We the 107ist, and I also agree, felt like it just wasn't the right time. It would kind of hinder some of the talks that are already happening right now,
Mhm.
and it just wouldn't be an appropriate time to do it. But we
Yeah.
appreciate that they want to come together for such an important cause. So, I mean, I still hate them. Don't get me wrong. I'll
Yeah.
hate them till the
Well,
day I die. But thanks
yeah.
for like
C
standing up for what's right.
civil rights are a much bigger
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
That's
Like
that's
I still
that's
hate you,
important.
but I want you to have your rights.
Yes. No, I'm 100% in agreement. And a lot of the things, and we can talk about this another time, but in my mind, like a lot of the things that I feel like people's hearts are in the right place. I will say
Yes.
that. I will say I feel like people's hearts are in the right place for the most part.
Yes. I
So
think that's a fair statement.
yeah, and we can talk more about that on a later pod.
I like
Um,
it.
I would talk about the Thorns. We are running a little bit short on time, I think. Mark is actually at the Thorns game tonight. I'm hoping that next week we'll get him on and he can speak all about it. So I'm going to leave that for him. He can be our Thorns guru, if you will. I did want to touch a little bit on the Blazers, just a tad. You know what? No, I'm not going to touch on the Blazers. I think we're gonna save that for next. I'm gonna save it for next week. I want to touch on some PSGC updates for Extra Life.
Do that.
So we got some donations recently. We got we've been reaching out to businesses and individuals to see who'd be willing to donate to our big raffle at the end of the year that we do to try to raise money for Doernbecher's Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Network. Um, and we've got some rolling in. So I know Amber, you picked up some games from Guardian Games the other day.
I did. I also got the gift certificates from Ground Control today in the
Mm.
mail.
Oh,
Yep.
fantastic! How much are the gift certificates for?
$25 each.
$25. We got two of them.
Two of them.
Excellent, excellent. So we got 25 two. So we got $50 worth of gift certificates from Ground Control, which is a like barcade, if I'm not mistaken, in Portland.
It is. It's in downtown Portland, my favorite place. I've been going there for a very long time.
And I've
And
never been there, but I want to.
you've never been,
Uh-uh.
oh, we got to go.
Okay.
They have redone it. It's used to be a lot smaller and they've gained more space. So it's great fun. The food is good. The games are great. They do a lot of cool specials. So it's awesome.
Okay. Sweet. All right. We also got a 2017 Timbers signed soccer ball I got the other day. With some this individual, which I'll check to see if they want to be named or not at some point. Also gave some other stuff I can't quite remember, like a scarf and some bandanas and I think some patches. There might be a few other things in there. I also have some stuff left over from last year. We got some like Zelda figures, a couple different ones. I wrote this down somewhere what else we had, but I cannot remember where I put it in this document. Anyway, um, let's see. I think Brandon is working on some video games in California. He had mentioned that he was going to reach out to some GameStop stuff or some GameStop companies. Oh, we also got Doernbecher is going to donate some Nike Freestyles. Uh, so I don't know how to explain it. So Doernbecher's Children's Hospital I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, had some of their patients design some shoes.
Yes, that's correct. They
Okay,
do it every year.
they do. I didn't know
It's
that they
every
did
year.
that. I did not know
So
they
they
did that every year.
choose a certain amount of kids. I believe there's probably, well, I'm pretty sure there's an age limit. Maybe not. But they choose a certain amount and they get to go to Nike World headquarters, design the shoes themselves, and it's sold at I believe it's an auction. They do a
Okay.
big event. It's a big thing, and they sell them. And then I believe they also have a limited number that they sell throughout the year too.
So you, so
Not
you
100% sure.
you can't buy them like at the Nike store?
No, I don't think so. I think that they're only for the
Only.
fundraiser. I could double
Oh,
check that. I'm not
okay.
100%
Because
sure.
I haven't been able to find any place where you can buy them.
Yeah, no, they don't sell them in the stores.
Okay.
You have to get them.
Through.
I believe like through their link. Maybe you can order them online. I believe it's only through auction.
Okay.
Um, Let me see if I can find out.
So what you're saying is that they're exclusive.
Yes, I
So,
believe that they are.
and we're gonna get a pair. Now I don't know what size, I don't know which style, and I don't even know if they're gonna be men's or women's. But I do know that we are going to get a pair, and that we are going to be able to raffle them off to some lucky person. Hopefully they will fit them. But if not,
Hmm.
if you're a shoe person, this would be a really cool piece for your collection if you're part of the Portland sneaker crew or whatever. And
Hmm.
I know a fair amount of people in that community, so I'm hoping that this will help drive up um, some new donors for our cause. That might get some new people buying into our raffle to try to get their hands on those shoes, because it
Yeah.
sounds like you might not be able to get them anywhere else. And if I'm being 100% honest, like if Doernbecher's is putting on an auction, they're gonna have probably a lot more reach than we currently have. So if you actually want to maybe a decent shot at these shoes, it might be in your best interest to come to our direction to get your hands on them. And as soon as I can get a
Buy
picture
some
of
raffle
these,
tickets.
yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as I get my hands on some pictures of this, I will post it and we will pimp that out until I we turn blue in the face.
Yes. So I just pulled it up. It is a collection unveiling and auction that they do every year. So they choose different kids every year.
Okay.
This year it's October 28th at the Portland Art Museum is where they're going to be doing it
Oh my gosh.
at.
So hold on. So that's when they unveil the shoes?
Yes.
Oh
So
crap.
the one
That explains why they don't.
oh, so we are going to get a pair of maybe the new ones.
Yeah, we're gonna get the brand new ones, but that's why I have no
Ooh.
idea what they look like, and they won't even tell me anything about them,
That's why.
other than we can get a pair, because they don't even unveil until the 28th of October,
Yes.
which is crazy because we're gonna be doing our raffle like a week later,
Mhm.
so we really won't know anything until like after the 28th at best. Huh. Okay, this is
That's
exciting
cool.
actually. That's super
Element of
exciting.
surprise.
Yeah.
So they are definitely limited edition.
Okay.
That's all it says. So I don't believe I know I've never seen them in the stores.
Okay.
So I would assume that it's limited edition online if you can even buy it that way. Um,
I would assume you probably can't.
I don't think you can because I had never actually seen them before
Me
either.
neither. Yeah.
I've known about it for many years, but I haven't actually seen the shoes. So
Okay. Well,
very exciting.
we're gonna have a pair. So that's even more exciting now that I know this information, because I knew very little about other than what you told me, and so I reached out to our contact at Doernbecher's, and she's been very helpful in getting us hooked up with this. So this will be a surprise to everybody.
Great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I know where my raffle tickets are going.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah. And I think I know some people that might be buying some tickets because they're big sneaker junkies.
Nice.
Let's see.
Can't wait.
I got a whole bunch of board games from last year. That I have carried over. So got a lot. I got like boxes and boxes of board games. So we're gonna have even already like a pretty full raffle. I got a bunch of patches. I got some more patches donated. I got some scarves that we've had donated. I have a patch that hasn't been released yet that got donated to us. I can't even share with you because I was told
Ooh.
not to, but it's very cool.
I can't wait.
Um, Yeah, I can't say anything. Yeah, it's
Don't
very
say
cool.
anything. It's okay.
It
I can't wait,
you'll
but I can wait.
if
You know
you
what I mean?
if you jump on Patch Patrol, I'm sure it will pop up sooner than later because I saw somebody post like a little sneak peek of part of it, and I was like, ooh, I know exactly what that is because I've seen the whole thing, and we're gonna get two of them. So
Nice, nice,
and
nice.
it's the same. So it's this the I can't say this. It's the same people. Do you know the Freddy Krueger patch?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same person that made that is making this one, and they
Whoa.
made very limited quantities of the Freddy Krueger one.
Mhm.
Very like 50 for one and like 12 of the other. So I'm wondering if it's the end of the same vein, or it's very limited quantities. I don't know, but that same person is making this patch that they're going to donate two of them to us.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, we have got good things in the works. We've been busting our biscuits trying to get some donations. I reached out to a couple more places yesterday, and we're just going to keep reaching out and trying to find people and places that are willing to donate to us, and just continue to grow this raffle and all the stuff that we can get for it. Of course, we're gonna have some Blazer jerseys at some point. I will buy them. Usually, we don't get these ones donated, so I have to purchase them myself. But we'll purchase some, maybe 5 or 6 of them in the next month or so. We'll see what ones are out and available through my sources at that time.
Might have to
Uh,
snag one of the new ones.
yes, yes. And I'm hoping maybe they'll unveil the new. I'm hoping that I can get some of the new jerseys that are coming out because those are looking freaking sick to me.
I'm gonna need a few more raffle tickets.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose some money here soon.
Oh,
I'm gonna go to
same.
Extra Life real quick to do. I'm just gonna see where we're at donation wise. I know we got a donation came in today. Okay, yep, here it is. So we're up to, and we're still really early in the game, everybody. So don't be alarmed. Our overall team rank is 581. We have only raised $280, but we've raised like 180 in the last, I don't know, couple days, I think. Rick Johnson is currently leading the charge. Yeah, 180 bucks in like
Awesome.
in the 2 days, and then Shackleton Bain, Brandon is at 100, and then kind of everybody else. But we're gonna get ours up here pretty soon. I got some stuff I'm gonna put out there to get some donations in here pretty quick. Our goal is 10,000. I hope to blow that goal out of the water, to be 100% honest with you. And I think we probably can, with the way that we are currently going. I think we're gonna have a pretty awesome raffle, and we're gonna continue picking up steam, especially like with the shoes. Uh,
Oh, I
we're gonna
can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff. So anyway, so we got some donations rolling in. We would love to have more team members. I think right now we have 4 of us, but that always changes the closer we get to game day. That
Mhm.
always that always shoots up. So let's see. I think that's it. I think that will probably do it for this third episode of the PSGC podcast. If we had more time, we'd sit here and chat for another hour or so, I bet. But time is limited, so another day. Anywho, do you got any plans for the rest of your evening?
Dinner and
Lovely.
watching the most recent episode of Big Brother, like the American that I am.
Oh, I love Big Brother.
You do?
I do, yes.
What?
Oh my God.
I did not. That's surprising. I don't know why it's surprising,
A new
but it's
segment is
amazing.
about to be born.
So, did you watch the most recent
No,
episode?
so I'm behind like
Okay,
four
I haven't.
episodes because I was
Okay, so
gone, and so I watched it with my wife.
okay, okay. Yeah, we could talk some Big Brother. I've
Oh
been
my
watching
God.
Big Brother since it started
I've been what
23 years ago.
I think I've been watching Big Brother since I met my wife, which is about 17 years ago.
Okay, so pretty much the same. You
Yeah.
practically, you know,
Yeah. I
saw it from the beginning.
I love Big Brother.
Oh, it's a great show.
Oh my God, yes it is.
I've always wanted to be on it, I'll be
Me
honest.
too. Have you ever filled out the paperwork for it?
I have gotten halfway through the paperwork and then I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly the same with me. I'm gonna do it though. I will do it at some
It's
point.
the physical part that makes me a little concerned because you have to be pretty physically fit in order to do the comps and stuff. So
But
I'm not
if you
really
have a
sure.
strong social game,
I
I
know.
mean,
I don't
look
know. I'm
look
not
at
very
Crutchy
social.
McCrutcherson this season. She's
We don't got to talk about Jordan, okay?
uh,
We don't got
Jasmine.
to talk about Jasmine or Jordan. It's
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
It's Jasmine.
See, I don't even know what her name is.
Yeah, she frustrates
That's
me.
how much I love her.
Yeah, she's. Anyway,
Jasmine.
we're gonna talk about this some more another time.
Yeah, we'll save that for later.
All right, where can we find you on the interwebs?
That'd be Sunshine PTFC on twitch.tv.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I am. Also on Discord,
Yep.
Steam.
Steam. Excellent.
Epic is also Sunshine PTFC. So
Epic.
okay, Mister, I'll totally play no build Fortnite.
I know I have to. I have to be in
I'm
that.
holding you to it.
I
It's
will
gonna
play
happen.
no bill. I will re-download that to my Xbox tonight.
I'm gonna hold you to it. We'll
Nah.
see next week. Has he downloaded Fortnite,
Yeah,
friends?
we'll see. All right. Well, you can find me on Twitch, I guess, at SackAttack83. If that's the name. Um, Same with Steam is L_Slack. That's the only. I need to change my name to SackAttack83 on Steam.
You
That's
do.
I do. It's so easy to do. I just haven't. PlayStation, Xbox, and what is it? Switch. All
Mm-hmm.
SackAttack83. Yeah, I think that's it. And I probably even um, Epic as well, and any other silly downloader that I have to have, like BattleNet or whatever, is all
Mm-hmm.
SackAttack83. So yeah, this is the PSGC podcast. You'll find us on wherever you like podcasts. You'll find us on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you would please. That would be a massive help for us. Patreon, if you're interested in that, we have some really cool stuff. I think we're gonna start doing here in the super near future. Maybe we're gonna bust out some soccer shots when the Blazer season rolls around. Maybe do some Blazers and Brews. Uh,
Gonna get saucy, friends.
Ooh,
Let's
we
do it.
could get saucy. We're gonna have some NSFW podcast coming out at some point,
Ooh.
where things are
Now
gonna
we're
get
talking.
not things are really gonna get saucy. Yeah, check out Patreon. You're gonna have probably some exclusive content over there. You get free merch from there too if you subscribe. So check it out. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to know more about what we're doing, jump on our Facebook groups. Um, PTGC, Portland Timbers and Thorns Gaming Community, or the Portland Trailblazers Gaming Community on Facebook. And lastly, you can also find us on Twitter at PDXGC. Yep. So I guess until next week, I will bid you adieu. Have a safe eating. Don't choke on your food, please.
Try not to.
Yeah, well, you never know. You never
It's
know.
not my plan.
Hopefully. But yeah, anyway, happy days, and I'll see you next week
See you next
skis.
week, everybody.
Later.